Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Holly Carter. I've been in the skincare business for 27 years and I'm here to help busy women look and feel more confident inside and out without expensive treatments and procedures. So today we're going to talk about matching foundation. So what I wanted to say is please hit the subscribe button and share with your friends and hit the bell so that you never miss a video. I tend to post my videos on Thursdays, and I've also got a free guide on 10 tips to a younger me without a trip to the dermatologist. So you can get that in the description below. And let's get started. So we're going to talk about foundation. So first of all, the fundamentals of foundation. The things that are important about foundation is number one, your skin tone. Skin tone would be, are you ivory? Are you light, medium, deep, dark? What is your skin tone? The second thing that you want to pay attention to is the undertone. So undertone is going to be, is it going to be a warm undertone, a cool undertone, or a neutral undertone? Warm undertones tend to be like peach and yellow. Cool is going to be like blues and pinks. And then neutral is going to be sort of a mix of both. So those are the things that you need to know before you pick a foundation. Now there's many different types of foundation. There's going to be liquid, there's cream, there's pressed powder, there's loose powder, there's a spray foundation, there's a solid stick foundation, there's a mousse, and I think I've pretty much covered it. So, what type interests you? One of the other questions that I get asked a lot about is, what's the difference between BB cream and CC cream? So if you don't know, BB cream stands for beauty balm or blemish balm, and CC cream is complexion corrector. Now both of those they have skincare in them, and they typically have, like, I know CC cream typically has like an SPF in it, but they have skincare typically. They have peptides that help firm your skin, they have brighteners, they can help with acne, scars. They can do a lot of things that your skincare is going to do for you too. But they're different than foundation. Foundation doesn't typically have all of that stuff. It can have some of that stuff. It can have hyaluronic acid. It can have, some of the other benefits that those have in them. And so you just need to figure out what you want. Plus, you want to figure out what kind of coverage do you want. Do you want light coverage? Do you want medium coverage? Do you want full coverage? And I see a lot of times, women out that have the wrong shade of foundation on. So make sure you stay till the end, because I'm going to talk about how to tell and how to test it to get the right shade. So you need to figure out your undertones. And one of the ways to do that is, first of all, if you're going to wear something that is like a white or an ivory, which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick bright white, or are you going to pick ivory? If you tend to pick bright white, you might, bright white's going to be more cool. Ivory's going to be warmer. The other thing that you can do to try to determine the undertone would be to look at the veins close to your neck. And if they tend to be green, that's going to be warm. If they are blue, purple, that's going to be cool. And if there's a mix of both, then that's going to be neutral. So that's another way that you can tell. A third way to help you figure that out would be to take a quiz. So the skincare and makeup brand that I sell, we have a foundation quiz. And when I'm meeting with a client and I'm trying to match their foundation, the first thing I do is have them take the quiz. It really makes a big difference, and it will give me a color to start with. And I may add a lighter color and a darker color just, for good measure. And I'm going to test it out on them. But for the most part, it works pretty good. So I know there's some other brands out there that have a quiz. If you're interested in what brand I have or whatever, you can message me over on my Facebook at Holly Carter Beauty. And, I provide that service to people. I have samples, and I can give you I give free consultations. So don't worry about, having to pay for that. But anyway, back to the foundations. So I start with the quiz, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take that foundation and I'm going to stripe it just on my jawline. I'm going to take just a little bit. It doesn't take a lot. Don't dig your finger in there and get a whole bunch on there. And so you're just going to put it along your jawline and see what that looks like. And you need to give it a minute, because a lot of times these foundations have a color match system and it takes a minute for it to dry and match your skin. And so what you want to do is put it on there and then wait a couple minutes, see if it dries. If it disappears, that's the right shade. That's what you want. Now, the other thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you're picking you're picking the right shade for your skin, because you don't want to have, and I'm guilty of this. Like I used to think I was an ivory. And with some companies, I might be an ivory. It all just kind of depends on how they run their shades. But I'm actually a beige with my company. So I'm a light beige, but I'm a beige, which I never would have thought, But I'm guilty of having put on an ivory foundation, and then I'm kind of white, but then my neck and the rest of me is a little darker. And then it looks funny. So and I didn't realize I was doing that. So one of the things that you want to do too is when you're matching this foundation, you need to be in some really good light. And so I have great natural light here, but sometimes when you go sit in the car and you are outside, you get that really good natural light, and sometimes things just look better out there. So make sure you pick a really good natural light that's going to give you the best option for finding the right shade. And so you need to also decide how you're going to apply this. I do not use my fingers. I use a brush. And so this is the brush that I use. You see it's flat, it's a little angled, but it's a flat brush. And so what I do is I put my foundation on my hand. I just put a little bit right on my hand, and I take my brush and I dip my brush into the foundation. And, I know some people will ask also about concealer, like, do you put concealer on before or after? Well, if I'm going to put concealer on under my eyes, I'm going to put it on after. But I have a couple of places that tend to be dark. I've got some lines here, and I've also got like a dark spot over here. So what I tend to do is take a dab of concealer and put in those places, blend it in, and like in these lines, I'm going to blend it up because I want to hide those lines. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put my foundation on, and I'm going to smooth it out with my brush. And then sometimes, I may have a couple of lines here and there, and I've got this brush, which is a blending brush, and I absolutely love it. And it's very dense and it's really soft. And if you just, it really helps smooth out your foundation. So I just love that. And you always want to make sure that you're blending down, because if you have, little hairs on your face, some people, shave those hairs off. I don't do that. But if you do, that's fine. But if not, your hair grows down. And so you don't want to bring attention to those by brushing up with your foundation. So that's really important. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on Holly Carter Beauty on Facebook. And again, please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends and hit the bell so you never miss a video. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks so much for joining. Have a great day.